Okay, now everybody has chosen a hot button to work on in the listening exercises that we're going to be doing. And the first exercise we're going to try is something that we call tracking or attending, using the wheel. In this case, the listener, and I'll demonstrate being the listener, will hear the other person talk about their hot button, and the listener will be on the wheel, and you will try to step into the appropriate sector of the wheel that corresponds to what the person's talking about. If they're thinking about how the hot button manifests for them, I should be standing in the thinking zone of the wheel. If they're talking about how they feel emotionally, I should be in the emotional side of the wheel. And I'll just try to track you. And I hope you don't talk too fast, because it takes some real concentration on the part of the listener. But what it does, it's helpful because you as the listener begin to hear other people talking about their wheel in a sense. And that also allows you to recognize if there are certain sections of their wheel they're not talking about, which probably includes very valuable information. So let's give this a go. I'm going to center and breathe, and then Peggy's going to start telling, then I'll get on the mat, and Peggy will start talking about her hot button. Alrighty.
My hot button is when other people become hostile. And for me, that would include, just really loud talking, as well as the more forcible manifestations of that, as pounding on the table or anything like that. Those sort of things will just make me want to run. I just withdraw from it, and I become very scared. I remember as a child, it was a very volatile situation, and I still have that feeling sometimes where you just want to run and hide from it. However, I don't want that to be my reaction anymore, because I want to be able to stay engaged and not flee from the situation. I find that I will almost stop thinking about whatever the conversation is, and I'm just so engaged in trying to get away from the hostility that I've just cut off communication at all. I feel the blood pressure going up and that sort of thing. And when I have a boss from New York, and she can get really hostile at times, and so I really want to be able to deal with this in a better fashion and not just let it set me off, but be able to stay engaged with the situation.
Great. So as Peggy talks about her hot button, then I try to follow her. It's not always easy, and sometimes she'll say something that maybe it's a thought, maybe it's an action. You're kind of in the moment trying to do the right thing. Don't worry so much if you step in the wrong place. You're just trying to get comfortable being able to align as best you can, and as you do it more, you'll get better. And so whether it's in the action area or in the thinking area, we don't want you obsessing on, was that right, for a half a minute while she's going on in her story and you're missing everything else. I remember one of my son's violin teachers used to tell this story of, as you're playing along, if you make a mistake, don't stop, just look at your stand partner. And then the audience is, of course, thinking that they made the mistake. I'm not encouraging you to do that, but what I am encouraging you is, don't fixate on whether you're right or wrong. Just stay with it and keep attempting to be aligned in the right place as you hear their story.